What's going on, everybody? In the last video you saw us degreasing the motor, getting it cleaned up so we can start this phase, which is pulling everything apart. Right now we're going to pull the ignition coils out. We're going to start unwrapping a lot of this old wire, some of its friction tape. Like I said in the last video, we're going to be replacing several of these with some vibrant AN lines with some nice, it's not braided steel, but they are braided with some nice braided lines. We're replacing the coolant reservoir, and again, we're going to do some AN6 lines there. But all of these other ones, and the battery harness, anything that we can get our hands on, we're going to be replacing with some Painless Performance wire wrap. Just got our box of that over here. This stuff's really nice. We used it on the SEMA truck. It's not the cheapest stuff in the world, but it's worth the money. I got that box for about 150 bucks. It's easy to work with because it is split, and so it's really easy. This isn't the right size for this, obviously, but you're able to just kind of work it on, and it slips right on over, and now you have some really good looking line. It's the easiest way to clean an engine bay up and make it look nice without having to sleeve or, you know, run AN lines on every single hose. So I hope by the time we're done with all of this, it's going to look really nice back here. It's not going to be super race car, show car, but it's going to be nicer for sure. For what it was meant for. Side of spare ribs with your harness. What is that even doing, honestly? All right. Valve cover's ready to come off. Not unscrew that. It makes it. What'd this button do?
Oh, it's a bleed valve.
Yeah. So the valve cover's loose. We have its main harness loose, and this includes the injector plugs, your ignition coil plugs, cam sensor, throttle position sensor. All of that's pretty much on this one harness, and it's loose so that we can get it wrapped and so we can get access to the intake manifold because it's coming off to get painted too. All right, we're to the point where we're gonna pull the throttle body. This throttle body does have some coolant lines running to it to theoretically keep when it's really cold, because you're driving that's, you know, in sub-freezing temperatures, obviously. So we're gonna put the car back up on the dollies and pull the second belly pan.
If you're not driving it in sub-freezing temperatures, then what's the point of having a freaking car?
Man, I don't want to drive it when it's that cold. Intake manifold's coming.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, hey. Brandon's gonna have to manhandle it. There's all the
sensor.
Scratch that. It's almost ready. So that pipe we just cut is part of a useless like oil sling system. Even on a turbo car, it's totally useless, and it's getting blocked off with a custom plate from Greg's Race Parts. That's where we order most of our stuff from. So this little spot's getting a block off plate, and its exit down below the manifold's getting one too. Alright, we're taking off these little fuse box mount. The intake manifold's ready to come off, but we're hitting it just a little bit. Alrighty, we got the intake manifold off. Even though that was kind of the hardest part of this entire process, it really wasn't too bad. Brandon just jumped in there and knocked it all out. So that's about it for this video. In the next one, we're going to be going through this entire engine harness. We're going to be pulling all the old stuff. We're going to be retaping and then adding some of that nice power braid wire loom wrap to it all. Any of it that we can reroute and rerun, we'll do that as well. We're also going to be prepping the intake manifold and the valve cover for paint. We still have to pull these fittings and go see what we need to do to get this tapped for a NPT to AN fitting. But aside from that, it's coming along really well. We haven't hit any hitches, and most importantly, it isn't worse off than when we started. That's the most important thing. Half the time when you start a big project, you end up making a mistake and having to jump into it even more than you really wanted to. So far, this is going really smooth. I know it looks like a hot mess right now, but I like working with electricals and wires, and so I'm gonna unbraid all this, get it cleaned up, rewrap it. Hopefully it looks really, really nice. Still waiting on a few parts, but anyway, that's it for this video, and in the next one, we'll see where the car takes us. Thanks for watching.